Tenet, the brand new Christopher Nolan film, and the first big giant film to be on the big screen, and it's gonna be interesting to talk about, because knowing that, like, example, that the world's gonna get it day by day, so slowly people are gonna see the film. And knowing that the US ain't going to get the film until, like, hopefully by September 4th, if not, they'll keep extending until it's all good. It's going to be interesting to me to talk about this film, because knowing there's going to be parts of the world who are interested to know what people think of the film, but at the same time, you don't want to hit spoilers. And knowing, it's a new film of a very, fan favorite director of a lot of people, including myself, and all that kind of stuff, and people are really looking forward to it. So it's going to be pretty hard. I'll try my hardest not to spoil the film. I'll try to just is it the stuff that's in the trailer or thing. I do have habit to just spill a little bit too much, but I'll try to tiptoe those elements. Because out of fairness, and in Australia we get the film in 26. And I got, lucky to see a advanced screening, a weekend, seeing the film on the weekend before everyone else kind of situation. So I'll try my hardest. I'll absolutely try my hardest. But how is Tenet? It's Christopher Nolan. It's one of those situations where we're like, oh, I'm going to see this Christopher Nolan film. Is it going to suck? No. Why do I think it's going to suck? Because it doesn't suck. That's the thing. Now, I wasn't crazy about Dunkirk. I thought the film was meh, but I didn't think it was bad. You know what I mean? And this film is just amazing. Now, it might be a little bit too long. It has one time of like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I won't lie, I was like, okay, this climax seems to be a little bit too long, kind of stretching the plot a little bit too far. It felt like the story could have easily wrapped up in maybe 2 hours, maybe 2:10 or something, not at, 2:30, right? But outside of that, this film is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You got wonderful performances, you got Walker Patterson in it, who, it's funny, ironic, just because he's Batman. He's going to be Batman, and here's a movie where he's directed by a guy who used to make direct Batman films. So it's that whole thing. You got David Washington, who is of course the son of Denzel Washington. He's fantastic. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Actually, I might think he's better than his dad. I think. Yeah, I think so. From BlacKkKlansman in this movie, I think he's probably way better than Denzel Washington, which is weird. It's weird because Denzel Washington's right up there, in actor category. You got Carol Brown in there, and he's fantastic and all that kind of stuff, doing a stereotypical Washington accent, but it works in the well in the story, and there's certain actors in it that it works really well done, really well put together in this type of format. And you got action. The action is well done and well put together, and you have this kind of we know there's going to be a little bit of CG, but knowing that like 98% of this film is all practical, and your head thinking like, because it's in the trailers, the concept, we're dealing with time. So understandably so, it seems from the trailers, and trying not to spoil the movie, or give anything away, but from the trailers, there's like the whole thing of someone's fighting, two people having a fight, but one's going backwards and one's fighting forwards. So you got that type of interswing. It's a little bit Inception. It's a little bit Inception when those scenes happen, and there's the car chase that flips over, a car that flips and goes backwards. It just absolutely, like, it's just there. It's just absolutely, you feel directly. I mean, by a minute you're on the edge of the seat. By a minute, I'm on the edge of my recliner seat. I mean, really, that's what happened. Now, because we're dealing with time, does it get a little bit convoluted? Yeah. Like, you know, if you watch Interstellar, if you watch Inception, you know, when Christopher Nolan goes through these high concepts, he kind of uses maybe realistic scientific stuff that might be a little bit like, dude, can you once just write a version of, like, you know, people assume time is a cause and effect? But actually, if you think about it, non-logical standpoint, it's like a big bowl of wibbly wobbly time wave. It's like, can you just play a version of that? Where we're like, oh yeah, it's time travel. You know, we're dealing with time. That should be fine. But yeah, absolutely well done. When you go to see it this week, or when you're about to see it, or when you can see it, of course, in case you're, you know, example in the States, or in a part when the cinemas are not open, definitely if you're in LA and New York and that kind of thing, go and see it. You know, it's a good time. It's a good time in the theater. It's a good time to be. It's a good celebration, and you understand so why Warner Brothers and Christopher Nolan was very heavily on the whole thing of, this movie needs to be in the theater. This movie needs to be in the theater. You know, don't put it on VOD. Don't do what Disney's doing with Milan. Don't do that. Just put it out there. Just wait and put it in theaters. And hopefully everyone gets to see it, because it's probably the second best film of the year, which is not much of a competition, along with Da 5 Bloods, which is still number one. So yeah, this is a fantastic film.